Hi everyone. I know what you're thinking. Why is this guy reviewing He's All That? Well, let me tell you something. Story time. And not really story. More just personal facts. I'm gonna be vulnerable. It's a safe space. I am a big fan of romantic comedies. More specifically, they're like I love them, but also there's a subgenre that I really love, and that is romantic teen comedies. I don't know why. You're Mean Girls, so that's not really. Yeah, no, it counts. Varsity Blues? I guess that kind of counts. Yeah. The guilty pleasure of all guilty pleasures for me is She's All That. Yep. I love She's All That. I love Rachel Lee Cook. I love Freddie Prinze Jr. I love Paul Walker. Rest in peace. I love Matthew Lillard. I love Usher. I love Dule Hill. It's just, man, what a movie. I love the soundtrack. I love the weirdness of it. It's just so bizarre to me, but so good. So good. So you can imagine when I found out that Netflix was doing a gender swapped version of this, I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be good. But I watched it. I sat down and said, you know what? You got to give it a shot. Just like the first movie, the looks can be deceiving. You don't really know a person until you really get to know them. And I can tell you this. He's All That. It's fine. It's decent. I would really like this movie if it weren't for one big flaw. And that's the star. The main character in this is played by Addison Rae. I am told by other people that she is a TikTok star, got famous from TikTok, and I don't know much about TikTok. To me, TikTok is a Kesha song. So when I hear that there's this person who's going to be in this TikTok star who's going to be in this movie, you start to think, okay, well, yeah, maybe, that's kind of a fun app. They probably at least got a little acting ability, acting skills. She is the standout worst part. Every time that Addison Rae is on screen, it is like the charisma and the actual acting just gets sucked out of it. It is so mind-boggling that someone let this fly. Man, I've not even talked about what this movie's about. If you have not seen She's All That, Freddie Prinze Jr., he's this popular guy who gets dumped, and he makes a bet with his friend to turn some weirdo into prom queen. Well, guess what? She's weird, but she's actually pretty underneath. And she was always pretty. That's where the problems come in. It's like, one, why would you do that to someone? That's really mean. And also, it didn't take that much work. It's not that believable. Or it is, because you're like, well, yeah, most of your work was done for you, Freddie Prinze Jr. So the gender swapped version, it is Addison Rae. She is a TikToker in this. She is a big social media makeup guru person. She is dumped, and she is challenged to take this just random angsty, gross guy and turn him into prom king. And again, pretty easy when it's one of the Cobra Kai kids, Tanner Buchanan. Credit to actors like Tanner Buchanan, like Rachel Lee Cook, who appears in this movie but with no connection to the old movie, and and just other actors and actresses that are working so hard, who are so good, even when standing next to Addison Rae, that they don't let that wooden performance bring their performance down. That you're like, man, they had to really, that they're like, okay, well, they have to be pretty decent actors to carry this movie. This movie could have been a fun time on your standard Netflix, romantic teen comedy, the next Kissing Booth, or To All the Boys I've Loved Before kind of feel. But it's hard. It's hard to watch. Guys, it's like they just she doesn't even like really emote sometimes. And that's the thing, is like it just feels a lot of this movie just feels forced. And you're just like, okay, like, yeah, Rachel Lee Cook mentions something about knowing the song "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer, and Matthew Lillard, it shows up as, again, a different character and does the same little dance that his original character did. And so it's like it wants to like harken back, but it didn't have like the boldness to just be a straight up like continuation. And it's just, it doesn't, it just, it falls flat. He's all flat, really, you know. Nailed that. That's perfect. I'm gonna go like just a 4 out of 10. You know, there's something there. There's some promise. It's just, it's confusing. Honestly, I don't. I just don't. I don't get it.
Un esercito di prodi da me